Hey guys, welcome back to the Mindcrack server. Actually, we are not on the Mindcrack server. This is a single player map I made because we need to do a few tests, and I'm in creative mode here. So, we're gonna be blowing up the Wasteland Village, or I guess I should say we're gonna be turning Desert Springs, the village we've been painstakingly creating for these past however many weeks. We're going to be blowing it up and turning it into the Wasteland Village, but I need to do a few tests to figure out a way to do it. I want to do it all in one go and make it very cinematic, so when I record it, it all kind of just happens. I need to do a few tests. So I generated this world with large biomes, found a desert, and now we're going to fiddle around just a little bit. First thing I need to do, we need to sort of recreate the terrain of the village I have, so we need to get rid of all of this sand down here. There we go. That was easy. Okay, next thing we need to do is get rid of all this sandstone. So, there is the wasteland biome we are after. Look at it. It looks amazing. I wish I could do this on... Actually, I don't wish, but it is much easier to do this with MC Edit, which is how I'm doing this, if you didn't know. Very quick to do it this way. Took me much longer on the Mindcrack server where every damn thing is vanilla. But anyway, okay, so we've done this much. This is sort of the look we're after eventually, but we need to blow up the place so that it looks like this afterwards. So I think next we need to add some dirt and grass. Okay, there we go. I did this fairly quickly just to do some experiments, so it's pretty rough. And I think actually this is probably, the ground is probably thicker in terms of the dirt layers than the village. So there's 3 layers of dirt right there, 4 layers right there, just the way I happen to make it to do it quickly like this. Yeah, so the dirt's between 3 and 4 deep, and most places in the village it's 1 to 2, sometimes 3, depending on how much landscaping I did. Anyway, okay, so there's a few different tools we can use to blow up the village, and in order to do it cinematically, let's see, I want a lever, let's get some buttons. I'd like all the stuff to be hidden, all the mechanisms, so either we can bury them in the ground or we can put them way up in the sky and just sort of crop that out of the view. Okay, I'm looking for flint and steel. Like that. Okay, and then we need, of course, TNT. So we could use fire. There's a number of plants. There's a number of things made out of wood that we can destroy with fire. We can use TNT, of course, which will probably be the main instrument of destruction, just to make sure that the destruction is very widespread and distributed throughout the area. So we could put like these things way up in the air, like a network of stone, and I'm curious about a few things. So we could have a mechanism like this. Let's see. Or maybe we do it like this. Okay, maybe we would need to invert that one more time. There. Okay. So here's how this might work. If I'm down below, say we're in the Wasteland Village, and I need to set off the chain reaction and then start filming, I could dig a block of sand and then turn around and start filming, right? And then this sand would drop down, it would break this line, it would turn that torch back on, which would then set off, it would be a bigger network of things than that. But it basically worked like this. Here, give me that back. It would work kind of like this. Kabloom! Like so. But of course, this would be much more extended with repeaters and whatnot. And as you can tell, like the TNT just blows right through the dirt. It has a low blast resistance. It went at least 3 layers down, which is good enough for me. For my purposes. So what I'm curious about is if we make a network of these things, how big of the network can the network be to keep it still hidden, and how high can we go? So I guess we should probably figure out how far we can drop TNT. Okay, so the next thing I want to figure out is just how high we should put these things. So let's see, this one right here is 20 blocks above the grass. So we're at 87 elevation, and it'll fall 20 blocks down to 67. And then I made I made one for 30 blocks tall, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Basically, I want the TNT to be exploding basically right when it hits the ground in case it falls down. So one of the things I don't want to happen is, you see all this nice, like, cool looking stuff where they're sort of all at different levels and it looks really jagged. So if we blow up any of the actual stone, it's gonna stop looking like that. It's gonna start turning into little craters. Yeah, see how it alters the shape of the land like that? I don't want that to happen. And if the TNT starts coming down and destroying the dirt and keeps going down, it's going to destroy what I like so much about that land formation. So we need to find out basically the optimal height to blow this stuff up at. So that one's 20, 30, and this one's 40. Okay, they're still blowing up before they hit the ground. I suspect it's going to have to be pretty high, which is fine. It's no big deal. Doesn't really make that big a deal. The only thing that makes it harder, we just have to... takes a little bit more sand, that's all. Okay, so let's see. That one, 20, 30, 40, 50. Let's try 60. That's kind of a cool effect going up like that. Little ripple. And we can do 70 at the same time because it's going to take them a minute. Okay, we're getting close. That one, the fuse almost blew up. That was 60. This is 70. Oh, I think that may be it. Let's try 80, 90, and 100 all at once. Here it comes. Where's it coming? I guess it takes longer for the oh, look at that. And then this one's gonna blow up in midair, as will this one. Yeah, okay. So this one blew up a little bit of the dirt, but definitely not enough. It only blew up through part of one layer. This one, okay, you see now, look, see how the stone pattern is mostly undisturbed? So I think maybe we would just want to go maybe 1 or 2 blocks higher than this one. Alright, so let's get a little bit more specific. Right now we're at Y elevation 137. If we drop down, we should be at 67. So this one is 70 blocks, this is 72, that's 74. Let's see what they do. And I suspect it's going to be one of these. Here he goes. And it lands and explodes. That one. One of these two is going to be good. Oh yeah, okay, so what I liked about those is that they exploded basically right when they land. So I think maybe 74 even is alright. Alright, so next thing I want to do, let's get rid of all of these different heights. And let's put a lot of versions of 74 around. Or maybe I'll just extend the network so that it all goes off the one block of sand. One thing I was worried about is seeing shadows, but I think that high, the smooth lighting engine, or however the shadows are rendered, you can't really tell that there's anything up there, which is good. Okay, so let's extend this guy and then go from there. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. That's the scale we need to test. I sort of predict that when I set this guy off, we're gonna have, well, it's gonna look like this grid mostly. We're gonna have little circle square patches of grass left over, and it's going to we're we're gonna have like a little hole in the middle of each one. So I think the grid itself isn't quite ideal. I also didn't really account for the terrain down there, how it goes up and down. So this is another part of the test to see if it'll still work, even though the terrain's a little different. Now, when I do this on the Mindcrack server, I'm going to be building all this manually, and it won't be copy-pasted like this. So I don't anticipate having a problem with the grids because I'll be lining everything up manually anyway. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's watch it go. So let's assume I'm doing this, and I'm going to film it, and like this. Okay, now this is going to be one shot. Here we go. Ooh, okay. It's still updating. Okay, so one thing that definitely showed us, I don't want to set all the TNT off at once. I'm going to need repeaters to slow things down, because that was definitely kind of laggy. Another thing is that the height differences do matter quite a bit. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm going to lower this a little bit so that it, when the terrain is different, it'll still have time to at least touch the grass before it blows up. And they're not going to, I don't think I'm going to have multiple falling from each location. As long as they're far enough apart, I think the hitting the ground and then exploding, it should be okay. But I'm going to lower them a little. One thing I was worried about is that with this giant network of TNT up in the sky, it would be hard to get a shot where you can't see it. But with it being that high up, I mean, you can't see it at all right now, and I can see, you know, if I was doing a shot like this in the village, I'd be able to see the whole shot, and I wouldn't have to worry about that. So that's good. We could also wire all the TNT underground, but I kind of, for the end of the world, I like this idea of fire falling from the sky type of thing. And we're not going to only do that. I also would like to have some fires set off, maybe before we, oops. Wait, is that that's a dispenser, okay. Maybe get out of here. Maybe before we set off the TNT, there will be some kind of sequence where fires will start first, and then there may be a wither battle involved. I haven't quite decided. Let's get a sapling and some bone meal. I assume you can do this, but I've never tried it. Oh, we need dye. Is it here? No. Where's the dye? There it is. Let's do this. Okay, so let's put a tree up. Okay, lovely. And yeah, okay, that works. I just needed to verify that indeed did work. So we'll probably have some sort of fires going off, maybe a wither battle, and then for the grand finale, we'll have some sort of network like this of TNT falling from the sky. But I'll need to do a few other tests, and I'll probably just do them off camera. Yeah, and what I'll probably do here, let's replace this and turn off all that redstone. There we go. What I'll probably do is I'll put that on max timing, and then I'll put this on max timing, and this one on max timing, and I'll vary them so that I'll vary the timings, and the pattern I don't think will be quite this regular, because I'll be building it by hand instead of just copy pasting a pattern. But yeah, I think that's a good amount of testing. And look at that. That alone looks already pretty cool. Imagine if we had a village there with like remnants of buildings left. But that's a pretty good test. Okay, let's go back. Let's head back to the Mindcrack server for just a minute. So this is where I've been sitting for the last several days on the Mindcrack server. This is Packrat's Valley Trap. And as you can hear, there's monsters being killed back there. Their drops fall through here. There's several layers of spawning platforms. And look, I've only got a little bit of gunpowder, but well, what do we have in here? We have 18 stacks and counting. So this will go towards the TNT fund. So let's see, it takes what, 5 stacks to make 1 stack of TNT. So we've got almost 4 stacks of TNT right now. And I think I'm gonna stay here until this fills up. And then we will start constructing all the grids and lattice and stuff. And then we'll I'll film the actual apocalypse, I guess. All right, I guess that's going to be it for this video. I still have quite a bit of farming left to do. And I'm filming this a little bit ahead of time so that I have time to work on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're excited for the end of the world. It's funny that it's going to coincide almost exactly with the reset of the map. So it's kind of appropriate in a certain sense. I think it's probably no secret at this point that the map is going to get reset at some future time, and it's probably not that far away. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.